Hello everyone. Today is the start of a new year, a new 2021, a new plan for successes all the way around. I started this series of Word Wednesday because I miss being out in the public doing my job. I miss going out and motivating people. I miss going out and helping others to make a difference in not only their businesses but in their lives. And there are a couple things that I just want to disclose, that the words that I have chosen, I chose them just based on my experiences and my basically preferences of how I do business and how I have adjusted my life and changed accordingly to make things happen. And so when I am elaborating on one of the words, it's because that you're going to hear what I feel, or what I feel that the definition holds to me and my business and in my personal life as well. And so let me just jump out there and put it out there and say, I am Coach Rebecca. Most of you that are tuning in have actually either saw it on an ad on Facebook, or you were invited by someone else, personally invited. And a lot of people will say, well, you don't have 1,000 viewers, and I might not even have 100 viewers today, but you got to start somewhere. And we'll talk a little bit about that in my keynote on Believe. But I am a business coach. I am also a speaker. I go out, and for this last year, I had over 17 conferences booked that I was a speaker or a facilitator or a workshop presenter. And all of those conferences are put on hold. We have no dates for this year. We're still unsure of what's going to happen, when we can open back up, when we can get back out there, when we can go back to work doing those type of things. So in the meantime, I decided that every week at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, I will be hosting a Word Wednesday. And I've already selected the 52 words. They have been posted on the coach page here. And I'll be sharing that over to the website as well. And these will be recorded so that you can watch them if you're not able to at the 2 o'clock hour. So I'm hoping that we have a few people watching at this point. And so I'm just going to pull up a couple different things here, and then I want to talk about some small business. Okay, if you're watching, I'd like for you to type just a word or two at what you feel. What does believe mean to you? So we can get some people doing that right at that moment. What does the word believe mean to you? So being a business coach, it would be in true fashion for me to promote other businesses, and I want businesses to succeed. And when I go out and I'm doing business coaching or marketing coaches for a small business, I am helping them to make the most of what they can do with their business, but also the things that they can carry over into their personal lives. And a lot of people have a hard time with work-life balance, and sometimes you're way overworked or you're underworked and overlifed. I don't think you can ever actually be overlifed, but you got to have, if you're going to be playing all the time you got to pay to be able to play, or you got to work to be able to play. So, we like to play hard. And, so everything that I'm doing for me and my business that I've done for the last 13 years, I actually take all those experiences, and that's where most of my keynotes come from. So every week, in addition to during Word Wednesday, I will be highlighting a small business and being able to, a lot of people will say again, well, what worthwhile is that for you to showcase a small business when you only have, under 100 people watching? Well, under 100 people watching might be that. However, when this video gets shared, and I have historical numbers for some that we tried to do in the middle of the pandemic at the beginning of 2020, I had over 1,700 people to be able to view that video. So we took an idea, took a little bit of time off, and I say I had a partner that I was doing the lives with last year, and this year Word Wednesday is going to happen. But then also in March, we are going to relaunch a series. Basically, it would be like a talk show with my partner, and we are going to be able to maybe even reach a lot more in that. So I want to take a moment to highlight my first small business, and this small business is near and dear to my heart, and I get to choose them. I'm choosing the businesses, but if you have a recommendation for a business, or you know of a business that might need a little bit of extra exposure and a little bit of extra kickoff, then let me know. You can send me a message, or you can even drop them on here. But I will be putting the website to this business on this feed so that you'll be able to find it, and I'll also share that out. But I want to give a shout out to the Chicken Coop Boutique, and that is the chickencoopboutique.com. And today I will show you the shirt that was made by the Chicken Coop Boutique. And of course, with today's word being believe, I had to share this gorgeous shirt that I'm wearing. It's long sleeve black and very affordable, but you're supporting a local business. And when I say that they are near and dear to my heart, they are my children, essentially. Devin adopted herself right on into our crazy, loving family. And Ariel, my daughter, they partnered together to bring you some really neat things. And so I had to give that shout out to there. So let's get on to, let me just tell you one other thing, because this truly does, the word believe happened today. This has been planned for several weeks, and I had no idea that last week COVID would infiltrate our home. My husband got home after 3 weeks away at work. He came off being very tired. He had a dry cough for a day, but it went away. He had a sore throat. It went away. They didn't think anything of it. Is that he had not been exposed. He had not been anywhere other than working. Well, when I picked him up, he came home, got a shower, and rested, and then he woke up with a fever. So I knew that, I just knew in my heart that something was really, I knew it was COVID. So we went and had a test done, and it was. And so sadly, knowing that he was positive, I could not leave. I had to stay and take care of him, but we did everything we could possibly do to keep me from getting any of the symptoms. Right now, I have a sore throat. I had been very tired. I'm about 5 days behind him. He is doing much better. Neither one of us got any kind of congestion in our throat, in our chest, which, as we know, that could be very easily, in a different direction. And there are so many people fighting this virus, and so many people that have lost their lives. And then there are so many people that have long-term effects from this. And so we are ahead of the game. And I will tell you that we have taken an enormous amounts of vitamins over the last several years. We have been completely, we take a multivitamin, we take D, we have vitamin C's. We did add in some extra C's and some zinc that the doctor recommended that we both take during this time, and pretty much continue on with that. So, excuse me. So I say all of that to say the believe word for today that was on the list. I debated on whether I needed to move this out another week, just because I didn't know how we were going to feel. I didn't know where we were going to be. But I said to myself, I believe that I will be able to start this and let it go off without a hitch. So I'm making it happen. For the first time, been able to get contacts in my eyes and actually get makeup on, and we'll talk about that because that takes a great amount of belief in yourself to be able to do that at older ages, and I'll explain that. But let me get into the word believe. So some of you have posted what you believe, what your definition of the word believe is. And there's several things that we end up with, we develop a definition of believe, and you can think about, you have sociological reasons, psychological reasons. The social reasons, our parents teach us to believe, but what do they teach us to believe in? And a lot of times when you first hear the word believe, you think of a jolly man in a red suit. Others think of their religion. And personally, another disclosure, I believe in Jesus Christ. And I believe that prayer has given us the abilities to fight this virus. And for whatever reason, he has chosen us to not have the congestion in our chest and to be able. Now, does that say that it might not come for me in another day or two in fighting this, because I'm really only on day 4. But I believe that I am ahead of the game, and I believe that my Savior is aiding me through this and guiding me along. So I can say that because that's me personally, and that's who I am. And I believe in myself, and I believe in my own set of values. So when you first think of the word believe, those are generally the top two. And I've done a survey on that before, because the word believe to me I have so many things that sport the word believe, and believing in yourself. So when people say, well, it's kind of cliche all the time, you hear that word, believe in yourself. Well, of course you believe in yourself, but do you really believe in yourself? Do you really know that within you that you have what it takes to make your own life choices? Because I'm here to tell you, there is nobody else that gets to make the decisions for you to live your life. You have to believe that when you make that decision, that you've made it to the best of your abilities and to the best of what you know from within you, not from somebody else saying, you should do this. You can get guidance, but ultimately you have to believe in yourself. So the sociological reasons that we believe in things come from our parents, our friends, society, culture, peer pressure. Let's go to gossip for a moment. If you hear something over and over and over again, regardless of whether it's true or not, you are going to believe it. Just like if you do something over and over and over again, muscle memory takes over and you just continue to do it. That's how you don't forget how to ride a bike, how you can get right back on a horse. You just don't forget. You've got some memory there that makes it happen. So if somebody is constantly intervening and always putting down the ideas or just the notions that you have to do something, then you are not going to believe that you can do it. So you have to overcome that by making that decision for yourself and finding the people that do believe in you and in your abilities and your thoughts and your decisions to be able to make stuff happen for you. Because ultimately, you're the one who, at the end of the day, is judging yourself for your own successes. So you want to be able to know without a shadow of a doubt that you are the one that's controlling your destiny, and that's believing in yourself. You have to know that you can pick up and take off and go and do, and believing in yourself. It does take a lot of self-control, but it also takes repetitiveness. You have to be able to do it every day. You can't go, and then say, oh, we can't do it, and fall off the cliff again. You need to continue to climb and continue to build upon each day. And if you're practicing it every day, then you definitely will believe in yourself. Psychological reasons that we believe: comfort, peace of mind, meaning, hope, identity. And so do we get our identity from what we believe others think of us? A lot of us do. But we have to not believe what others think of us if you know the opposite of what they are saying is true. So I know that's a mouthful of things. I used to worry about what people thought of me. And then one day I picked up and said, enough is enough. And I will have to make sure that I practice and believe in myself, making a way for myself. And, a lot of times we can just settle in to what we know, as far as it's easier to go this route. But I know that if I go this route, I am going to do great things. I am going to make change. I'm going to make things happen for myself. But it's easier over here to make excuses as to why not to do that. So when I'm talking about believing in yourself, there are some people that say, I just don't know how. Well, you have to start with easy things. Believing that you are a good person, believing that you are a loving sister, believing that you are a dynamic coworker, an amazing team player that gets things done. So there were a couple synonyms on believe that I picked out for you, because along this, it's believe is to have faith, to be confident, think. So if you believe something, you think something to be true. To be convinced, conclude, you bringing about a result, and accept and affirm. And the affirm is there. You make an affirmation statement that I am going to get up today. I am going to get dressed. It does not matter that I'm in quarantine. I'm going to get up and make myself feel better by brushing my hair, putting a few curls in it, put some bling on, put some lipstick on, make it happen. So I'm going to give you an example of the affirmations and the belief. So a few weeks ago, well, several weeks ago, a couple months ago, actually, I had to get my eyes rechecked, because I'm at that age where every year it gets worse, and then the more computer work you do, then the worse that gets as well. So I go in and I have this grand idea that I'm going to I'm going to go back to contacts. Mind you, I hadn't worn contacts in about 25 years, 30 years maybe, something like that. I had glass permeables way back when. So I decided that this time I'm going to get contacts because of this very thing. I want to be able to see what's happening on my screen. I want to be able to like read comments and, you know, do this type of work this year because when I have my glasses on, they actually have a big glare, and I just didn't like the look of it. So I go, they look at my eyes and they tell me, okay, you know, we're going to try these contacts, and they say, okay, now put them in. And then I have to get them in and then get one out before I can leave to go home to practice this problem. Yes, and I say problem because it was definitely a problem for me. So I tried, and of course you got 3 or 4 people looking on, you know, staring over top of you, and I just could not get it in to save my life. And finally, I had another worker come around the corner, and she said, you know what, I believe in you, and why don't you try this? So she told me, you know, what to do, and but at this point my eyes are like totally sore, scratchy. But she said to me, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. And so I said, all right, I'm going to try. Do you know that I got that contact in on that try? It gets a little better. So I get the other one in, trying the same method, did it. Now they want me to take one out. So now I am doing what she's telling, back to another lady telling me what to do, going. Finally, I just couldn't do it. So the eye doctor himself had to take them out. So he reaches in, pulls them out, like, you know, no problem. And so I leave, make another appointment for a few weeks later, and I go back, and I was able to get them in, got them out. But I had to talk to myself to this point of, I got to make this happen. So they adjusted, and then finally were able to get me a prescription that I can actually see, because I could not see at night. I had them in, and I'm trying to drive, and that was a nightmare. So I had to rework it. But had she not said she believed, I was ready to give up. I was ready to just say, nope, forget it. I'm just going to stick with glasses. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I cannot do this. But when she said that to me, it kind of, I had to affirm to myself that I can do this. So a 3-month journey on this, finally today, I put them in, and I actually put makeup on. I was very worried about wearing mascara with them. So because she believed in me, I was able to I just had that lift, and I got something accomplished, and accomplished something that I wanted to have done. So now I want to flip that and leave you with a second part of this. Believing in yourself is one thing, but then there is the belief in others that goes along with that will change the way we see things and the way we see ourselves. Do you get really feely good when other people are succeeding and you're excited that they're doing something? And if you get those feel goods inside, then you believe in them. You believe in yourself. Now you're believing in your friends or your coworkers or your associates, friends, neighbors, whomever. I say that because we are living in a complete upside down society right now. And I believe it's been upside down for a very long time. But because of that upside down society, we have to find ways in which to lift other people up. And it might be that somebody is angry because they don't believe in themselves. So by setting an example of us believing in ourselves and making things happen, and there's a difference in being cocky about doing something and being uplifting and doing things. There is a way to promote your belief in oneself as a way that it's an example for other people to live by themselves. So I believe without a shadow of a doubt that the longer we can put ourselves out there and consistently put ourselves out there in our successes, that we can help other people come to know a belief in themselves as well. I know that this is probably not the most ideal of a daytime time for some people. Some people are, 3 hours behind me. Some, it's random, but here's what I'd like for you to do. If you would like, I'll just say this, I'm not saying do it, but if you would like, if you could just share this out on your page. We also have 51 other events of the words. They're already there. Every event is created to the end of the year. If you can share that with people that you might know needs to have the message of believing in themselves, and, just let me know. The other thing is that, I am available to help virtually anybody, because I can do that through coaching. I do have face-to-face coaching appointments, but we can't do those right now because of COVID, but I can do the face-to-face virtually, FaceTiming. I've got FaceTiming appointments. I also have a couple other platforms that I can do that. I'm going to be doing some workshops via Zoom, and looking forward to a lot of those. But, this is just, we're treading the waters here, trying to figure out what works. And some things will work, some things won't work. But I can tell you that this whole year, I am going to focus on one word, and there'll be these small keynotes. Less than 30 minutes of a live video. So they'll also be saved, and I can have them available. You can watch them either on the website or on the Facebook page itself. But again, I asked you to believe in yourself and then uplift your neighbor. And your neighbor meaning it could be your physical neighbor, or it could be a coworker, it could be it be a family member. For all that matters, your friends, the people that are in your circle, the people that are in your bubble. We have that word now as a bubble. I have been blessed with the ability to just consume experience and be able to share those experiences out with the world, and to not have the shyness or the nervousness. And it's not that somebody once said, and wasn't a very nice person when they said it, that, oh, she just wants the limelight. It's not the limelight. It's that I have a message. I have a message that I want to share with the world, and that message is that every person is a star waiting to shine, and all they need is somebody to believe in them. Thank you all. Give me some like or loves on there, and please share this with your friends and family, strangers. Just let them know that, there is somebody out there that will believe in them, and, guide them and direct them. Have a great day. Thank you for joining in.